In an extra minute, I call Rona Mackay, followed by Michelle Ballantyne. Ms Mackay, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm very happy and proud to be speaking today in the Stage 3 Domestic Abuse Scotland Bill debate. As Deputy Convener of the Justice Committee, I'd like to thank the clerks for all their hard work and of course the many witnesses who bravely came forward to give evidence and who made it possible to frame such an encompassing piece of legislation. Presiding Officer, I'm particularly proud because this bill is a good bill, and it will give greater security to the thousands of women in Scotland who suffer mental or physical trauma at the hands of a cowardly abuser. It is, quite simply, a groundbreaker. I'm happy too that it's consensual and that the Chamber is united in condemning violence against women and children. As has been said, the bill is historic as for the first time psychological and coercive behaviour is introduced into the vile crime of domestic abuse. It creates a new offence of engaging in a course of abusive conduct against a partner or ex-partner, and it amends other procedural or evidential aspects of criminal law in relation to domestic abuse, which addresses a very important gap in the law. Crucially, it recognises the horrendous damage that psychological abuse and coercive controlling can do, and that's everlasting damage. It allows for convictions of domestic abuse based on a course of conduct rather than individual incidents. Presiding Officer, the amendments made have strengthened the bill and I'm happy to support them all today. I'm particularly pleased that the bill includes the aggravator clause, which recognises the damage done to children caught up in these situations and ensures that this is taken into account during sentencing. In the Year of Young People 2018, this is a powerful way to demonstrate to them how important they are and that society is taking steps to recognise the trauma that they suffer in situations of domestic abuse, which in my view has not been regarded highly enough before. Presiding Officer, members will be aware of the revolutionary evidential research from the ACES study on adverse childhood experiences that proves domestic abuse figures score highly in the ACES trauma index. I hope that recognising this in the bill is another step along the way to society changing the way they deal with traumatised children to help them heal, and I echo Children First call for investment in trauma-informed support across Scotland to help children and families rebuild their lives. The inclusion of the presumption in favour of non-harassment orders in the bill is also welcome, and it will give comfort to some victims who feel extremely vulnerable after a court decision. The benefit of the amendments at Stage 2 in the name of my colleague Marie Goujon will be that children who reside with the perpetrator of the domestic abuser or with a partner or ex-partner who has been abused will also be able to receive the protection of a non-harassment order. Presiding Officer, these measures protect children in a way that until the introduction of this bill has not been possible. I'm absolutely delighted that the Scottish Government has listened to children's organisations such as Scottish Women's Aid, the Law Society of Scotland, Children First and the NSPCC, to name but a few, organisations who protect our children every day. Introducing a formal reporting process in the operation of the offence, extending the extraterritorial reach of the offence, and Claire Baker's amendments in relation to data collection to monitor the implementation of the bill are all very welcome too. Presiding Officer, domestic violence, physical and psychological, exists in all sections of our communities across all levels of society. We may never rid our society of it completely, but this bill, which puts Scotland at the forefront of progressive legislation, once again should act as a warning that it will not be tolerated. So for that reason, I'm proud to recommend the passing of the Domestic Abuse Scotland Bill to the Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I call Michelle Ballantyne, to be followed by Kezia Dugdale. Ms Ballantyne, please.